Hello friends, great to see you. I'm loving this topic these days. When people jump out of the forge, one of the reasons why they feel they can't make it through is because they'll say, I'm not a visionary person. And of course, the forge and all of Badass Agile hinges on being visionary. It's one of the 4 pillars, right? Get visionary, get focused, get gritty, get flexible, get humble. And because we spend the first 12 weeks or so just focusing on becoming visionary and developing your vision, this is where some people get stuck and some people never get over it. There's a belief that they have that they're not visionary people. Well, here's the thing. I think of Agile as being a form of artistry. And the primary job of an artist is to see the future, to see what might be possible, to see what doesn't currently exist. And when you explain it that way, everyone immediately jumps to the assumption that, well, I'm not good at seeing the future. I'm not a creative. I'm not an artist, and therefore I can't be visionary. But you know something? In order to innovate, in fact, in order to even solve a problem, in order to create a product, in order to offer value, you have to be able to see. I think the problem that we have is that people associate the word vision or visionary with something mystical, something inaccessible. It's true, it's uncommon, but it's uncommon because of a problem of will, not a problem of skill. It's not hard to be visionary, it's just hard to see yourself that way. Look, you can't ascend if the things that you believe, the routines that you have, the thoughts that you frequently engage and permit, and the experiences and emotions that you're willing to let yourself feel, if they're limited to what you've already seen, to your current circumstance and surroundings, then you're not going to grow. You have to be able to think, to feel, and to experience bigger than what you currently think, feel, and experience. So how does one do that? Well, first of all, convince yourself that it's important to be visionary. Everyone else around you just kind of shows up, does a job. The visionary people are the ones with ideas. And most importantly, those ideas are emotionally compelling. It's something that people get fired up about. It's an outcome. And it's an outcome different than one we've ever experienced before. So let's begin here. Take the stigma away of being a visionary person. Let's just take one aspect of where you work or where you live and decide that there's something that needs changing. Work is easy because if you work for a large organization especially, there will be things that you want to fix, maybe cultural things that you want to fix. The easiest way to be able to see the future and become visionary is to find things that we're not doing that create a problem for us. So it's almost like an inverse observation. Look at the things that aren't working. How do you know that they're not working? Well, if people complain about them all the time, there's a cue. Because remember, in Agile, we don't propose solutions. We create outcomes. First, that's what we prioritize. What problem are we going to solve? What value are we going to create? So start there. Overutilized and underappreciated, great place to start. How you're going to solve that doesn't matter. Just start to see. That's what the word vision refers to. The ability to visualize a workplace where we don't have that problem. Now you can start to say, I see a future in which every person can clock out at 5 p.m., where nobody's checking their emails at 10 p.m. or 7 a.m., and therefore everyone has more time to spend with their families or doing the things that they truly enjoy. That's a vision, folks, right there. I see ... And all you have to do is look at what you see right in front of you and flip it on its ear. Right now, we waste too much time in conversations and planning. Great. I see in the future that we move more quickly and decisively. I see us being more productive. I see us moving to action more quickly. My vision is a more decisive team. Now, when you're trying to arrive at a personal vision, all you have to do is insert the words I create in front of that. So if you make your team more productive, if you make them more balanced, then just say, I create more balanced teams. That can be part of your vision statement. And voila, you don't have to change the world. You don't have to change your whole company. You just have to put things into existence. They could be actions, processes, attitudes, products, mindsets. Any of those things are valid, but a vision is always about creation. It's about seeing a possibility in the future and electing to create it. Now you get into problem solver mode where you decide, how am I going to do that? And the how becomes part of your vision statement too, if you want. So you can say, I create more productive teams. I create more balanced teams by implementing my patented time management process. If that helps create a compelling vision for you, use it. It's a perfect example of what a vision statement should look and feel like. This is where the artistry is. Practice flexing this muscle, and you'll find it much, much, much easier to see yourself as a visionary person, as an innovator. And by the way, I find you will notice the things that you're more passionate about. So if productivity is something that's always been meaningful to you, you'll notice productivity problems in your teams, in your environment. If you're more passionate about empathy, fairness, diversity, inclusion, those things will pop out to you. You'll see holes, you'll see gaps, you'll see things that aren't the way you wish they were. And it's the way you wish they were that eventually evolves into a vision statement. I believe there's great consistency throughout your life about the causes that you were designed to contribute to, the things you were meant to do. But when you describe it that way to someone, they immediately get scared that there's some sort of genetic imprint that they should be looking for that defines who they're meant to be. And for some people that will feel limiting, or it will feel elusive. And I think that's why people back off of creating any kind of visionary statement. But you see, until you do that, you tend to define yourself by your job function or the job title that somebody else has given you. And I don't see that as autonomy and sovereignty. It's only when you get good at seeing the things that you want to change and then becoming that change, becoming someone who is passionate about making or supporting that change. None of this means that you have to be a renegade or the leader of the cause. It's perfectly acceptable for you to have this vision, to have this insight, to be able to see a different future, and to simply want to play a part in someone else's efforts or initiatives to make the change. You just want to be there. You want to be there as an analyst, a developer, a product owner. That's how you're going to make your vision real, by being part of a team. But one thing I've become absolutely certain about is that until you learn to see, you can't do Agile the way I know we all want to do Agile. Something is missing, that oomph, that push, the inspiration, the passion. It's those things that we need in order to sustain ourselves through hard times, hard projects, hard resistance, and all the other things that can trouble and plague us along the way. So what about you? Could you learn to see this week? Could you just pay a little bit of extra attention to the things around you that you wish were different, that you know you could contribute to making change about? I wonder if you just tried, if you just committed to doing this for a week and then extend that commitment to maybe 30 days, I wonder if you couldn't see yourself as becoming a visionary person that you never thought you could be. Remember, this is the step that 90% of people won't take. And that's why it's so important for you to have it. Guys, I hope this helps you. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, stay badass.